What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. So this van, if you've been following along, you know it's going to be powered purely by the Energy Kodiak here. And I've got 200 watts of solar panels by Energy right up here. So I'm going to show you guys how I set this thing up and hook it up. The beauty of the Kodiak is that it's all in one. It's already done. It's cheaper than buying a full setup and doing the lithium battery. Yes, you can do this much cheaper with like just a lead acid battery and some cheap components. But if you want something quality that's going to last and has enough power and is expandable, this is the way to go. I've got a article on my website explaining what this thing is if you want to know more in a couple of videos. I'll link those in the description. So, the one thing that is difficult about this thing, though, is getting and it's not necessarily difficult, but if you're trying to have something you just plug it in and go, it's not really going to work on a van because you got to get the cable from the roof of the van where the solar panels are, and you've got to mount the solar panels inside the van. I guess you could just like sandwich it in here like this, but you're begging for a leak doing that. You're gonna get a leak. So the way I'm gonna do this is I've got the solar panels already all set up here, and these are sold by Energy as well. And there is a I don't want this to sound like it's a sales thing, but I want to help you guys out at the same time. There's a 10% off coupon for your entire order by Energy in the description if you guys want to check that out. So I'm going to use this. I'll glue this, around here, cut a hole in the roof, glue this on, and then I've got to cut this cable, and then I'll feed it through that thing, and then put sealant around the holes up here, and then either crimp them together or solder them together. Depends on if I have some good crimps or not. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing today. But first, I got to figure out where I'm going to put this, which is going to be determined by my car charger, how far it can reach. And then I've got to figure out where this goes. And then once I figure out where this goes, I can drill the hole in the roof, and I can start gluing everything together, and bam. And I want to do all of this before I put in my insulation, because I'm going to run this cable down behind the insulation so it's not just like hanging out, and obvious. It's one of the things I like about this. It's nice and neat, and it's compact, and it's done. So yeah, I guess I'll just move this thing around and see where I can put it and figure out a good spot. Okay, so my overall vision for this van is to have a bed going across, hooking up to the L-track. It'll just be 2 aluminum frames with some type of wood or something on top over there. It would be cool if I could have it right under the bed, where when I'm laying in bed editing and doing stuff online, and I can charge my phone right there. I don't have to have a super long cable, and I don't have to get out of bed if it's really cold out to go all the way across, right? Go over here and turn it off, and do all that. So I don't know. On the other hand, right here is a perfect spot because it's got these tabs that pull up, and I can run a cable and a lock through this and lock it to the seat so that if my vehicle gets broken into, no one can take it. And it'll also be easy to disconnect and kind of out of the way, and I can take it out. But I also want to have a cabinet right here, so that really won't work because I won't be able to plug it in because I don't want that cabinet just to come to here. I want it to go all the way over. So I think that putting it right here is probably going to be the best bet. But look how tight this cable is. So that's not good. It would have to be like this, which I guess would be cool because then when I'm outside, I can use power tools, or if I'm outside cooking or something, I've got the plugs right here, and then the bed's right there, and I can just turn it on anytime, and then the fan is right here, so the fan will just blow out, and the other side of the fan's on this side, so it'll have airflow. And I can also use these strap hooks to lock it and hold it in place so it doesn't move around when I'm driving. So I think this is going to be the best place for it. So that means that I want my cable coming from the solar panels to come right down here. Yeah, right about here. So let's see what's on top. Well, I guess I could put it right here. Let me see, where's the thing? There it is. I could have put it like right here. I wish I could go this way. Huh? Maybe I can. I'll just have to space out these panels a little bit more. Yeah, maybe I should move this one back just a tiny bit. because that's gonna, if the cables are in there, they're gonna put downward pressure, which is gonna leave a hole on the top where water could get in. But I really like to have it facing this way, because if it does rain, at least the wind is going, you know, past it and not pushing it in, you know. I guess this would be okay though. Yeah, because this blocks the wind. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna leave these panels like this because I want this one forward so that the shadow is less from the roof vent. And I don't want this one any more forward because that air dam thing I want to make. So I think right here is the best spot. So I'm going to mark this and drill a hole in my roof. This is going to be awesome. I love doing this. And I've talked to so many people who are like, how do you put a roof vent in your roof? I'm so terrified to drill a hole in my roof. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's fun cutting stuff. I enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to get to it. Wait, one more thing I want to check. I want to make sure when I drill down it doesn't go into one of these because that's going to be really hard to drill through. So let's eyeball it. Oh, dude, we're good. It's right in the middle. Yeah, this is awesome, dude. This is awesome. Let's do it. Is that a spider? I saw something move up there really fast. Oh my God, it is a spider. Let's see if I can find it. You see him? Ooh, he's big. All right, hopefully he doesn't bite me. So yeah, I have no idea what's going on with my camera. I keep recording this clip and it keeps deleting itself and going to recovery mode. I'm bleeding. So yeah, basically what just happened is I took multiple size drill bits and drilled out this hole, and then I used a step bit and got it to the proper size so I could bust out my little rubber here and stick it in. So what happens now is I stick it in here, and then when I stick my wires into the hole, they're not going to chafe against the sharp metal edges, and it's not going to destroy, you know, the insulation that's on the outside of the wires, which would prevent me from getting possibly shocked or shorting out my panels and destroying them, or maybe even the Kodiak. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that has like every safety feature built in, so it wouldn't be an issue there, but could totally destroy the solar panels that way. So next step is clean this up a little bit, get this rubber grommet in here, and clean off the whole top area because I got little metal shavings and stuff all over. Clean everything up, and then I can start gluing stuff down. And maybe I'll cut the wires first and fit the wires before I glue this down, because I don't want to put a bunch of movement and stuff on this thing while it's being, you know, while it's drying and stuff. So I think I'm going to cut the wires first. Let's get to that. All right, so I got the grommet in up top. It is time to cut the wire. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Part of it's going to definitely have to be cut. I don't want the solder joint or the other part being up top. So I'll go down a little bit. Say about right here. For some reason this feels right. Ooh. These are some big fatty daddy wires, man. These are no joke. Wow, those are a big gauge. Alright, so now we can, oh, maybe we can't. Aha! We can split this. There we go. We can split this guy just like that. Yeah, we'll go about that far. I think that's good enough. And these wires, I'll loosen these up a little bit. We'll go through here. And the cool thing about this setup right here is that as you tighten these down, it pushes the little rubber O-ring inside of there around it and creates a really good seal. So before I finish here, I'll put just a little bit of silicone sealant on these, like right on the edge, and then I'll push it in, and then I'll tighten it down all the way, and that'll be a really, really nice waterproof seal that should last a very long time. So now, yeah, I'll do that part later. I actually don't know where my silicone is. I've got to have some around here somewhere. So now I've got some nice wire strippers. Wow, man. I'm definitely not going to have a crimp this big. There we go. I've got clean hands. You want to clean your hands before doing this, so you can contaminate the wires and create resistance if you don't. So there's that part. Let's set this up top, and well, let me figure out how to set this phone down up there. All right. So now I can just stick these through the grommet, and they fit perfectly. 3/4 inch was definitely the perfect size, and that's how it will lay. And then this piece will get plugged into one of the solar panels, and the other solar panel will get plugged into that solar panel. I'm going to run series on this, and that'll take place under the solar panel, so it's not raining directly on it. Though it does provide a really good seal, so I don't anticipate any issues with water getting in there. And yeah, so with this like this, I'll just put the glue stuff around and just set it down. And sorry about that. Put something heavy on top of it while it dries, so it creates a really nice seal. So the old hole that I had is actually back here, and it's going to be perfectly covered up. It's just duct taped over right now. It's going to be perfectly covered up by the leg that goes over there, so it'll be all sealed up. I'm probably just gonna leave the duct tape on it. That Sikaflex is heavy duty stuff. It is extremely strong. It's also extremely toxic. They have a bunch of warnings on here about breathing it in and getting on your skin and stuff. So when you use this stuff, and this is Sikaflex 252, I'll put a link for this and the everything I used today including the Kodiak in the description in the first comment if you guys want to check it out. But when you use this stuff, you definitely want to use long sleeve shirt. You don't care about eye protection, breathing protection. I'm going to use this respirator right here. I don't know if you have to, but I like to. It's better safe than sorry with this kind of stuff, and I have it, so why not use it? I gotta figure out. I'm not allowed to work on things here, so it's kind of like being in the garage is okay, but this stuff's gonna smell so bad. I might have to take it out in the garage. You go to the park to do it or something. It says it gets tacky in 45 minutes, so I might have to just go down to the park and hang out for a while. That's not the end of the world, but yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do yet. We'll figure it out though. Okay, so there's a few different methods for the order of how I glue these in, and what I want the maximum contact of this plastic piece with the roof of the van. The roof of the van is curved. These are flat, so it's not gonna fit absolutely perfectly. But I think my best bet to get this to fit the top of the van the best, and it's going to, you can see how it overhangs in the front right here. It's gonna do that, and that's not a big deal. I don't care about that. So what I think I'm gonna do is mark exactly where they go while the solar panel is installed. I'm gonna go around and double check that, you know, it's made it up to the solar panel the very, very best that it can be, and then mark exactly where it goes. And then when Evie gets back, I'll have her help me lift the panels off the plastic pieces without moving them as much as possible. If they move, it'll be okay though, because I've got them marked. And then one by one, pick them off and glue them down. And then tomorrow, once they dry, or maybe even just wait, like, I don't know how fast the stuff dries. I need to read the label. But after it like sets most of the way, maybe set the solar panels on here. And then tomorrow when they dry all the way, then go in and screw them in. And that'll make sure that they're totally dry so they won't move, and the glue won't detach from either the van or the mount. Okay, one last thing I wanted to say before I install any of this, before I glue this stuff on. Get some rubbing alcohol or something comparable and clean the surface as best you can. This is gonna take the Sharpie right off, so I'm gonna have to be super careful to leave the Sharpie, just go like right around the edges or something. But you want the surface as clean as possible so that stuff can adhere the best that it possibly can. This stuff is ridiculously strong, but if your surface is all dirty and, you know, covered in moss or dirt or oil or something, it's not going to adhere right, and you run the risk of the thing flying off, you know, going down the freeway or in a windstorm or something. And I don't think anybody wants to deal with that or the possible repercussions of that. So clean it up. Clean it up. So that's what I'm going to do. Go around everywhere and just clean it the best I can with this alcohol and paper towels. All right, guys, so the Sikaflex that I'm going to adhere this stuff to, I'm actually not going to do today. We got a couple hours of daylight left, but I don't know how long this stuff's going to stink, and I have to keep this thing in the garage for reasons that are kind of irrelevant. But one other thing I wanted to note about it is that alcohol will not let it cure. So if you use rubbing alcohol or any kind of acetone or something to clean the surface first, make sure that it's totally dry before you put this stuff on, because it'll prevent it from curing. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the actual gluing and sticking on off camera. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna drive somewhere and just do it, and then let this thing sit and dry off for a few hours before I drive it again. Yeah, so that's pretty much the video for today. It's pretty self-explanatory. You put it in you cut off the end, pop the seal, put it in the caulk gun, and go for it. Basically, super easy to do. So that's pretty much it for the day. I hope you guys learned something about installing solar panels. I'm really happy with this grommet setup. This is I kind of want to leave it just so I can look at it. Look at that, it's so cool. It's so cool. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Love yourself.